Right, good evening everyone. Welcome to the final round of DTR Season 8 Division 2. Got quite a lot to sort out tonight actually. Plenty of people that have got a chance of winning the championship. Surprisingly, we've got no Nexton, who is actually in with a chance of winning the championship, but if he's not racing, then Athanasu in the Aston Martin is currently in pole position, but we've got a lot of drivers that can still win the championship. We'll jump on board with Zetavol here just while he does his warm-up lap. So, as I was saying, Athanasu is leading the championship, 111 points. Nexton is in second on 110 points. That's how close this is. But he's not here tonight. We've then got Jordan in third on 104 points. Evan in fourth on 104 points. So they're tied. Jordan is only ahead on races 1, I believe. We've got Honky, who is in 5th on 100 points. And I think that is all of the drivers that can win the championship. So we've got 5 possible outcomes. One of them we know cannot happen, which is Nexton win. But Athanasu starts in the lead. But it's basically going to be pretty close to whoever wins the race is going to get the championship. In terms of constructors, we've got Mercedes leading the way on 154 points. We've then got Ferrari in second, but only Maradako is here to try and win that. So that's a big blow to Ferrari. Then you've got McLaren on 138 points. That's Jordan and Brandon. They're both here tonight. We've then got AlphaTauri in 4th place on 136 points, and I think that is the Rayman and Honky, I believe it is, yes. And then not even too far behind that, the Williams on 129 points. That's Xavi and Wazza. And then we've got the Aston Martins on 127 points. So all these teams are still in with it. Probably not the Ferrari with only one driver here. 127 points, and that is Athanasu and Berserk. So, as I was saying before, plenty to sort out here. As we just watch Zetavol start his first flying lap. Not been watching the screen, but you probably have. Let's just sort out the maps. Ready. Get a lap data. Shut that. Perfect. So Zetavol, first car over the line in the Alpine. Coming around the final couple of corners now. Be careful out of Kai corner. And he comes over the line. 1:23.391. And who have we got? Oh, we've got a Mercedes coming over next to Mikey. And he puts in a 1:23.384, just slightly ahead. We've then got a Williams coming over. It's not Wazza, so it must be Xavi. He was late to come out last week. He only did one run. That's a 1:22.9, so ups the pace there. Who have we got next? A Red Bull. Is it Joey? Joey. Round the final corner. Carries nice speed through there. He's enough for second. A 1:22.9. We've got the other Mercedes. That's going to be right at the bottom of my list conveniently. He's over the line now. A 1:23.1 goes into third temporarily. A couple more cars that are just coming across the line. Let's pick up Wazza. He's on his way round. And that's enough for 8th. What about... Let's have a look at Brandon whilst we just catch up with some of these other times that are starting to roll in. Evan with a 1:22.5 goes into provisional pole. We've got Maradako with a 1:23.4. Berserk with a 24.0. Brandon pops in there with a 23.3. The other Red Bull, Hackett, is about to come across the line, 1:24.0. Rayman, I think it's just about to end the first groupings of cars into the 1:24 as well, and Bob is not in the session. What has happened there? No idea. So he will not take part in this qualifying session then. Interesting. Let's pick up Jordan. He's in the constructors battle and the drivers battle, trying to burn off some fuel here by the look of it. his way up to turn 1, turns in nice and late. Got to be careful on the exit curves there, because if your wheel gets stuck in them, it will spin the car. It's a flat out corner, but again, you just got to be careful. If you turn in too hard, you will lose the rear of the car. So carry as much speed through the hairpin. You're about to join a huge straight which has got a DRS zone in it. And as you can see, Jordan will be opening his rear wing. And then we come up to the chicane, heavy braking zone. Turn left, immediately turn right, nice tight exit onto another straight with a second DRS zone. It's a long drag down to a very wide hairpin. Just got to let the car roll through there as long as possible. Get on the power on the exit, and then you move into 2 long right-handers, which is flat all the way, and then you've got a nice tight right-hander. And again, a bit of a bumpy sort of double apex corner. You've got to be careful. If you drop the back end through there, then that's game over. You're in the wall, and you've TP'd your way out of the race. Honky is actually out, and Jordan puts it on pole at 22.4. Great result for him so far. So that's big for the not only the drivers' battle but the constructors' battle as well, and we're going to join Athanasu, who is currently leading the championship. So let's have a look at his quali lap, see how he does. Looks like we've got a few football games on as well. Athanasu puts in a purple first sector. So I'll see if I can keep you up to date with some of those games as well. Not that there's anything too major going on really. Chelsea have just scored though against Aston Villa, if anyone cares about that. Nottingham Forest are 1-1. And Jordan, I think, is a Rangers fan, not a Celtic fan, but Celtic are 1-0 up, just in case he cares about that. But anyway, let's get back to the racing. Joe's on his out lap. Athanasu, I just saw there, was actually on an in lap. I think Guna might be on a lap. Let's just keep an eye on him, see if we can view his ERS light on the back of his car. If you ever give me a camera angle. Yes, he is on a lap then. Okay, so he turns his DRS on. Down the back straight he goes. About to try and whip as much speed into this corner as possible. Keep the momentum. Flat out on exit. Flat all the way down to this 90-degree right-hander. Careful of the curbing. Again, sort of double bump. Might have carried a bit too much speed into the first one. It's running wide, but nicely aggressive on exit. Flat through there if you've got the wings right. Again, just got to be careful on exit. This last corner, and it's enough for third. That's a good result of 22.6. So well done to doing it from now. Joey out on a second lap. Not improving really so far, but he's only the first sector in, so not going to be too worried about that. He might have other areas of the track that he needs to concentrate on. In the last sector, flatten this right-hander, the car slows down, don't roll through, push too hard, over the line it goes. He does improve, it's 22.7, it's enough for fourth for now, so we want to continue to improve on that. And what about Elliott, currently leading the constructors with his teammate Mikey, in 7th. And to be honest, this season they've not been the strongest qualifiers, they've been around midfield. But they're pretty good in the race to try and pick up a few positions and finish midway through the points really. We've got some yellow flags. I think Waz has improved. He's a 23.0. Was that Maradona improving to a 22.7? think I saw that. And here comes Elliott across the line. He improves by 1/10.5, but it's still only enough for 8. So not much improvement there. What about Mikey, his teammate, then coming around the 3rd sector now? Nice and neat, doesn't improve in his time, so he's not in the top 10 just yet. I think all of our title contenders are actually up in the top 10. In the pits, so what about Jordan? Is he back out on another lap? You can see on the map there he's gone purple, but again, don't trust that too much. Actually invalidated, so he's getting out of the way. Athanasiou, are you on a lap? Apparently not improving. According to the timing sheet at the top, we know Honky's already out, he's 10th. Cannot get better than that anyway. Across the line, it's a 22.5, it's an improvement, he's up into 3rd, so we'll be quite happy with that. What about the McLaren of Brandon? He's not on a lap. Rayman, are you on a lap? 5 minutes in the session to go. Rayman is not on a lap. Zetterville is not on a lap. Mikey's in the pits. Berserk is not on a lap, so we've got no one on a lap so far, so we'll just keep an eye on the pits and see who the next car out is. Jordan on an out lap, let's join him. Ready for when he starts his lap. So here he goes then. Into sector 1, this will be the last time he can make a run. Try and improve on his time to keep those guys behind him on... he's pulled out of the lap actually. Obviously not happy with the start of it. Feels like he can save his battery and go again. Who else is in the title hunt? No one currently that's on a lap. Nope. Okay, we'll watch Gina then. Oh, he's moving out of the way, so he's not even on a lap. Maradako, are you on a lap? Nope, none of them are on laps. What about Evan? Evan's on a lap. I think it's quite simple for the 4 title challengers. Win the race and let the rest do what the rest do. If you win the race, you've pretty much guaranteed it. Athanasu is probably the only one that looks at it and can afford anything around second or third. But again, depends on who wins the race. So if you want to get it done, you just got to go and win the race. Simple equation. And then around the final corner and over the line, enough for pole. 22-2. Jordan is starting his lap. We'll come back to him. Athanasiu's invalidated, so that's him done. Who else is in the championship fight? Can't remember who it is. I think it's Jordan to watch then. Can't remember who the 4th car is. Jordan's just invalidated as well, so this is Evans for the taking then. What about the Williams for the constructors? Xavi's improved, but needs more than that. Does. He improves by 5 tenths and actually goes into 2nd place. That's good for constructors for them. As we said, Athanasiu's going to call round. I don't think anyone else has really got an opportunity because they've all invalidated. What a mess of a last run for the majority of the field there. But Evan will be well happy with that. A 22-2, improved so much this year. And probably the most disappointed person will be Mikey, down in 14th. Got a chance at the constructors and, well, not taking advantage of it right now. So Athanasiu doing his best for the Aston Martins. Berserk, his teammate, is down in 12th. Still a long way to go in this race. I don't think there's too much point in looking into too much detail right now because it will all change by the time we've gone through the first corner, I'm sure. But Evan takes pole position, and he's in pole position to win the championship. And he's been consistent all season, just hung around the top group of cars and would thoroughly deserve to win this. He would thoroughly deserve to win this championship if he does take it. So just while we wait for the timer to tick down, Evan takes pole, Xavi in 2nd, Jordan in 3rd, Athanasiu in 4th. And we've got 3 of the top 4 all fighting for the championship. The other championship rival... Where is the other championship rival? Got to go back and look at the table. Anyway, Evan takes pole then, 122.2. Xavi only a tenth back in second. Jordan in third, 2 tenths back. Athanasu in fourth. Maridarko fifth. Guna in sixth. Joe seventh. Relia in eighth. Zetavo in ninth. Brandon in 10th. Then we've got Wazza, Berserk, Rayman, Mikey. And I think the other driver was Honky actually. He's there in 15th. Hackett in 16th, and Bog, who I don't know what happened to him, but unfortunately couldn't put in a quali lap. So, long race to go. Should be an interesting one. And I'm sure that the position in the tables will be changing constantly, so we're going to have to keep an eye on it. So the drivers now are going to be setting their strategies for the race. I'm sure we'll see a bit of a mix of strategy. But once they've picked it, we will have a look down at the tyre choices, see what everyone's decided to start on. Chelsea are now 2-0 up for anyone listening and want football updates. Nottingham Forest is still 1-1. Celtic are winning. Atletico Madrid hasn't kicked off yet. That's about it. PSG drawing, only 15 minutes in. So here they are then. The teams are set and ready, and Evan leads us off for the final formation lap of the season, and this is set to be a great race. We've had a number of races end here in Abu Dhabi, and around this very corner here, championship decisions. The championships have been decided in that corner, even as early as the first lap. And we'll mention no names. Just keep your eye on the Williams. Let's have a quick look at the strategies then. Hards and mediums look like the call for today. Evan going medium. Xavi Jordan hards. Athanasu mediums. Maridarko Guna hards. Joey mediums. The majority of the field on hards really. Berserk, Rayman and Honky towards the back are the ones on the mediums. The majority have gone for the hards. It's going to be a tough race for the tyres. Always high wear here. And a lot of these teams will be thinking, let's go long into the race and see what happens. We'll save the softer compounds for later. Here we go then. Evan starts to line them all up on the grid. Got the last car with Bog at the back, just lining up now. He actually gets disqualified, which means he's missed his grid box, now disqualified from the race. And then for the final time this season then, we've got the lights that are about to switch on. And we'll be underway very shortly. 5 lights are on, and they're out, and away we go. And Evan looks like he's got off to a pretty good start. Williams is trying to get across and cover him off, but he's not made the move. Just keep an eye on the background, and that, I think that is a Williams, actually. The guy I told you to watch out for might have just run a little bit deep there. Let's get to the further back in the field, and here is Wazza. Everyone gets through safely. There's a bit of a wobble there from, was that the Aston Martin? No, I think it might have been one of the Alpha Tauris actually, because the Rayman has actually moved backwards slightly. Berserker's made his way up into the points. We're going to see some action down into the chicane with Jordan side by side with Xavi here, and he needs to get this done early because again this is a championship battle going on, and they both leave each other a fair amount of room there. Jordan tries to switch back. And he's got good drive out of that corner. He's probably going to be burning some ERS to go around the outside. Xavi is making that car as wide as possible. It's good racing from both of them, but Jordan has got through, and we've got Athanasu trying to join him here, look. But again, can't quite make that stick, and he just holds out and waits a little bit longer. We've got the Ferrari of Maradacco trying to make a move around the outside, but we have got some movement then. So Evan stays in the lead. Jordan picks up second place, Xavi right on his tail. And then we've got Athanasu who's looking for a way through as well. Those three all fighting for the championship. Xavi not, but he's looking for as many points as possible to get this constructors bid underway, as we've got a car that's just run a little bit wide there. I think it was Joe. Guna's up into 6th, Maradacco 5th. Berserk in 9th, up into the points, has had a very solid start. So little Mikey's made his way up to 10th, but Reddit's actually dropped out of the top 10. So I wonder if he was involved in what looked like that Williams just running a little bit deep. But talking of running deep, Berserk nearly takes the McLaren of Brandon with him, but he just managed to avoid it in time. Athanasu's going to put some pressure on Xavi, and that's even before the start of the chicane. Oh, and Xavi's just run deep. That could be damage, but he's going to be getting passed here by Guna and a number of other cars by the look of it. You can see Xavi's going to have to rejoin, a bit of Hamilton style. He's going to get swallowed up by Brandon and Haywood. And then Brandon, look, is making a move on the Red Bull. The Red Bull sticks it down the inside still. And I think he'll keep that place. Unless Brandon can continue around the outside, he's going to try it. It now becomes the inside. And is he going to be brave enough to stick his nose in there? He's not. I think that's sensible, as we've got Berserk again looking a bit feisty there in 9th place. Not slowing the car down enough. Just got to be careful. Don't take anyone out. Not at this stage. So as it stands, I think Evan is your championship leader. Jordan and Athanasu both in the hunt as well. But like I said to you, I think it's pretty simple. A pretty simple equation here. Win the race and you're champion. I think Athanasu is the only one that can upset that, because he's currently in the lead of the championship, but only by 1 point. So let's move forward, keep an eye on this battle. Evan's got a nice 2.5 second gap, and Athanasu now going to put some pressure on Jordan, and it looks like that's going to be a simple overtake just before the chicane. Jordan running slightly deep there. Haywood's got through on Guna. He's put him on the inside by the look of it. And Guna's exit is hampered by having to take a tight line. Brandon making his way forward, so they're still making a bid for the constructors. And actually, with the two Mercedes further down the field, it's definitely on for Brandon and Jordan here for a constructors title. So they're still interested in that. So Brandon just needs to keep picking his way through the field if he can. You say Jordan 3rd, and starting to drop back slightly. Back of Athanasu. Getting closer and closer to Brandon. Brandon's going to be wanting to forward though, not backwards. Xavi putting Guna under pressure, and he's under pressure from Berserk. Honky actually made his way up to 10th now. So he's recovering nicely. And we just have those softer compound tyres, remember. So no one close enough on this occasion. So we're starting to spread out a little bit. Maradako probably the closest car on track. He's looking at the back of Jordan. What's happened to the compound? So the two guys on the mediums have moved forward, but Jordan in good position if he can just cling on to the back of Jordan and take the softer compound tyre later in the race. That'll suit him down to the ground. Honky with a 3-second time penalty will not help him towards the end of this race. And then Maradako also on the hards, so sitting in a good position. Those hard tyres will become better option a little bit later to start to rubber in. Guna putting some pressure on Brandon for the first hairpin on the back straight, but he just sticks in behind. I think it's sensible. He's going to get DRS here. Probably a good look at Brandon into chicane. Brandon tries to defend the inside. It's not going to be defendable though, I don't think. Too much overspeed there with the DRS, and Brandon's got a few cars behind him. Brandon's now going to have a go back here. He's going to get DRS, and he'll have an opportunity here just to take that place back, straight back from Guna. Sticks on the outside, so Brandon can move back in on the inside. It's going to happen quite a lot here. Xavi interested in getting around both of them. Logging up the screen. No safety cars yet. Touch wood, we don't see one. Athanasiou starting to reel Evan in a little bit by little bit. A bit of a DRS train, to be honest. Not really seeing too many overtakes. People preserving their battery. Xavi ever closer, but problem is Guna will be getting DRS from Brandon in front. Brandon's dropping off the back of Haywood now. Nearly 2.5 seconds. Let's just go and have a look at Haywood and see how he's getting on with Maradako just in front of him. And again, these two are only 4/10 off the back of Jordan, who's actually slipped out of a second from Athanasiou now, which is not good news for him because he will come under some pressure from the guys that start to get a bit of DRS behind. Sorry, Jordan is still not within 1 second, so he's going to be in a bit of bother here from Maradako. But is Maradako just a little bit too far back? I think he is. Look how quickly you close in. So he's throwing this down the inside. And here we go. Maradako trying to move through for the podium position, tries to leave a bit of space. Well, just actually didn't leave any space in the second, and that's Haywood that's just nipped through and taken all of it. So those two were squabbling. And in all of that, Hayward's picked up 2 positions. It's exactly what you want to see in front of you. If you can just pick your moment, let them do the work for you. And looks like Jordan gets a little bit sideways there. Don't know whether he would have picked up some damage. Let's have a look at the front of his car if we can. It looks okay from the outside. Could have some minor damage on there though. Hopefully not. So it's all been pretty good so far. It's been sensible. A bit of a gap starting to form in the first 5 or 6 cars. Jordan trying to, I think he's weaving to warm his tyres up. Shadow gets past Guna a bit further behind, that's just for DRS. And is he going to try a double move? No, he's not. He slams on the brakes before he gets to Brandon. Thought he might have tried double swoop there, but Guna's now going to pick up some DRS. But the problem is, so is Xavi. But Xavi surely going to be on the back of Brandon here. We'll watch it from Guna's car. And through goes Xavi. That was quite sensible from Xavi there. Just waited until Brandon got onto the second straight to have a go at him. But now he's got to try and find a second before they get back to the 4th corner. The track, but then Brandon will pick up DRS back, so got to find a second on the car behind just to break that toe. Brandon probably would have picked up a warning for that run very wide there and kept his foot firmly on the floor. So we're on board with Guna, who is watching that battle just in front. Had a little look down the inside, but didn't take it on. Again, he's going to have Brandon that picks up DRS. He's just got to try and maintain the gap. Maradako within 2.5 tenths. Will he be able to have a go at Joe by the end of the straight? Let's find out. Jordan dropped off the back slightly and Joe's actually flashing, so maybe he burned everything he had to try and get away from Maradako. He's now left himself a bit vulnerable. Brandon and Xavi fighting it out. Brandon on the inside of the corner, hasn't quite got this done. Xavi manages to keep ahead. The longer these two fight though, the further Jordan and Co are going to get away. Problem is you need a group of cars to keep the DRS, to keep you moving forwards. Evans managing that gap out in front nicely. Mikey still sat in 10th just behind this battle. Along with Honky, who's made his way up into 9th, but he's got 3 seconds worth of penalties. We've got Guna, who is going cross country here. Must have lost it. I didn't see any contact. We were on board with him. Interesting. So let's go back to the Brandon Xavi fight. Brandon is going to have a pop at Xavi here. Xavi will get another pop at him though. Down the next straight. So is it sensible just to wait for a straight and do it next time? Xavi getting out of shape there though. That means he's not going to get back at him. And Brandon's got an opportunity here now to try and push further down the road. But you can just see the DRS pulls you straight back in, even if you do make a mistake. virtual safety car. What's happened there? Is it Wazza at the back of the field? The Rainman's taken the opportunity to jump in under the virtual, and his car looks fine. Reliant's going to jump in. I'm not sure what happened there. It must have been Wazza though. I didn't see him that far back in the field unless it was from early on and I just didn't spot it. So a lot of cars staying out. A few have taken the option to come in. Don't think it's a bad move because they're going to gain so much time under the virtual safety car while everyone's moving slowly. And what have people come out on? It might be a good time for the medium runners to dive in, but a couple of the hard drive tyres have come in as well. The Rainman and Honky looking in great position to go to the end. Have to keep an eye on that then. So it's not as good as a full safety car pit stop, but what you have got there is, as we go racing again, what you have got there though is a group of people that have been able to get in and make up a whole bunch of time whilst all the other cars have been crawling around the track. So this race is far from settled. And Evan will not be able to make the most of that and come in, but he can't be too far off a pit stop. I don't think a medium soft is really an option through this track. But we've got a 1.5 second gap back to Athanasu, a 1.5 second again back to Maridarko, and then we've got Joey Jordan just behind in DRS zone. Brandon 3.5 seconds back with Xavi just behind him. That's been going on for quite a while now, this battle. Mikey up into 8th. Berserk in 9th, a second back from him. And Zetavold makes it the top 10. Bob's got a penalty. What's he getting that for? I don't know, because in the pit it's not going to tell me. Hopefully not speeding in the pit, because that would be stupid. Joey and Maridarko having a bit of a fight into the chicane. Joey has to pull out. Now try and use the DRS. Just close that gap back in. And have a go again in a moment. Too much going on in the field just yet. This is probably the closest battle on track as Zetavold gets past Berserk and Berserk is in the pits. We're on board with Joey, who's got Jordan just behind him. Picked up the fastest lap of the race after he got in a bit of trouble earlier. And is Joe going to have a little look here at Maridarko? They're close, and it looks like Doona's got past the Rayman. Joey wasn't quite close enough. Jordan's watching this intently and hoping there's a mistake from the two in front. I think that's what cost him earlier. Athanasu is actually in the pits. He was on medium, so when will Evan cover that one off? Or will he keep going in the hope that the second car comes? Joey on the attack of Maradako. It's down the inside. Go, Maradako, I think. Going to come straight back here. Can Joe park it on the inside? Try and keep Maradako behind. Can. Good defensive driving there. Honky fastest lap on soft. Why is he on soft? Must have pitted for damage or something. No other reason to be on soft tyres really. I don't think he's going to get them all the way to the end. Evan on his way out the pit, so he did go and cover off Athanasiou then. And where's he going to come out in relation? I think that was Athanasiou we could just see coming around the first corner. He's still out ahead of him. Comfortable 3-second lead and a car in between them. Couldn't really be much better. Now, we saw Evan do this in Suzuka. Just needs to make sure he doesn't pick up any damage. If he does that, he's good to go. Hackett has been passed by Athanasiou. So this is a straight race to the end then between those two. The only thing that can really make this awkward is if we get a safety car and we have got a problem. Down on the pit straight. Who is it? Honky. Got himself going again. So Honky out of the championship battle, it would seem. Maradako takes the lead of the race for now. On the hard tyres, Honky's gone again. What's going on? Needs to be careful because I think he's cooked his tyres. Gordon and Joey are in the pits. Marty, I think he's fourth now then, and we'll be hoping for a safety car. But Evan not too far behind him, to be honest, so... Okay, so not sure what that was about. We've got Brandon and Xavi been at it all race. Xavi's found himself in front of Brandon on this occasion. Brandon will be getting some DRS help now. Probably not close enough this time though by the look of it. Evan, we've got closing in on Zekavolt. This is for position, so Zekavolt will have to let him through, but that's not really too hard with DRS open. Honky's retired in the pits and brought out a safety car. That could completely swing what happens in this race. Luckily, I think Evan is close enough to the front of this to make sure that he continues to be out in front, but that has massively swung this race because we've got some people at the back of the field. I don't think it's going to interrupt the... Ah, it is, because Jordan is pitted, he's in 11th. That's going to affect the constructors. What it is going to do is bunch the field up, so one way or another that has affected this race, and that's why we do not retire in the pits, because it's not just about your race, it's about everyone else that's been fighting for this championship, and Evan had a huge lead out front here, and it's just brought Athanasiou right back in on it. Not only that, but it's brought some of these cars like Jordan, Maradako on quicker tyres right back up to the back of this leading pack. So Honky, if you're listening, poor decision, and you might just have affected the outcome of this race. Have at least one more lap of the safety car. So just to recap then, Evan currently in first. Let's have a quick look at the championship, because I think this could still be in Athanasiu's hands. So Athanasiu would pick up 18 points, put him on 129. And Evan would pick up 25 points, would put him on 129, and actually would give him more wins. So if it stays like this, I think Evan would win the championship on races 1, I think. Let me just make sure it is 18 points per second. I'm sure it is. It is, but the fastest lap's going to come into this. Fastest lap is normally the person in purple on the left-hand list, but I can't see anyone in purple. Tell me who anyway? I don't know, we're about to go racing again, so... And actually, I think it was Honky, wasn't it? That's why there's no one there. I think it was Honky on the softs that was the fastest lap. And that's why we can't see it. So, anyway, Evan is going to lead us around the track whilst the safety car heads into the pits. And once that safety car is in the pits, he will decide when the pack goes. And he will be hoping that he can leave Athanasiu as far behind as possible. And currently, I believe if I've worked this out right... Oh, Waz has hit Joey and got a penalty. If I've worked this out right, Evan has gone and he's got a really good gap there, and actually Maridarko's been napping as well. I think Evan's going to win this on races 1, but we'll wait for official confirmation of that after the race. Evan's got a job to do here for 10 more laps yet. And remember, he's got Maridarko and he's got Jordan behind him on medium compound tyres. The front two are both on hards. But it's a great start after the safety car. Athanasiu is closing in on him though. And whoever is going to win this championship really is going to have to do this on track. So here we come down the main straight. Athanasiu's 3/10 back now from Evan. We've got Maridarko nearly a second back from those two, with Jordan just behind. Jordan, Athanasiu, Evan are the three that are realistically with a chance of winning the championship. Honky is out the race. Nexton didn't turn up tonight for whatever reason. And Maridarko will be looking to get as many championship points as he can for the constructors. The Mercedes team, I think, are throwing away the constructors here. The McLaren's looking really strong in 4th and 6th. Athanasiu as well doing a good job, but with two cars scoring points, I think it's going to be very difficult for them to win. Interestingly, Evan has created a second gap, and that's enough to keep the DRS away from Athanasiu. Maridarko is also going to start putting some pressure on Athanasiu as well, so this could be Evan's chance just to move away. But let's keep an eye on this and come down the main straight. I'm sure we'll see that gap to Evan get a little bit smaller down here because there will be cars slipstreaming. Here we go then. Is Maridarko going to pump all of the energy getting past Athanasiu? Athanasiu defends well. I don't think it's a double move, it's just where the track changes. Maridarko keeping it down the inside. Athanasiu gives him nice bit of space. Jordan trying to take advantage of it, but Maridarko now switches to the outside of Athanasiu. Athanasiu trying to make sure that inside line is covered and make it as hard for Maridarko as possible, but Maridarko is going to sweep round the outside this time by the look of it. And he does get through. And remember, he's on medium tyres. He's not someone that can win this championship. But if he does catch Evan, that could mean that it's back in Athanasiu's hands. Because I don't know if 18 points is enough to overturn. I'll have to check that out in a minute. But we'll check it if Maridarko does get past Evan. just under a second gap. And you wonder if the Evans and Athanasiou's tyres might just be better off towards the end of this stint because they're on the harder compound tyre. Athanasiou is a second back from Maradaka already. Joey picks up a penalty. Not sure where he is after the restart. He's down in 13th. Don't know what happened to him. Maradaka is closing. It's now 8/10. Jordan is right behind Athanasiou, and he wants to get up there and try and win this championship. So past he goes, and there's a Williams of Xavi coming flying through here, but he's going to wait for the next straight. And we've seen Xavi be pretty smart, pretty sensible, waiting for the right opportunity when the DRS zones permit. Here he comes now, having a pop at Jordan. But Xavi and Maradaka have got a lot to say in this championship battle, but with Athanasiou dropping back to 5th, that could be huge for Evan. Huge for Jordan as well. And we can see Maradaka right on the back of Evan now. We've got yellow flags, it's a bit further back down in the field, it's a red ball. Can't see if that's going to bring out a safety car, don't think it has just yet. And nope, they're moving again, so we're all good. Because then it would have been interesting to see who comes in the pit. So Maradaka, 5/10 back from Evan, who's currently winning this championship. But you think that Maradaka is going to find a way through at the end of this straight. Down the inside he goes. And he does take the lead of the race then. So let's have a quick look at the standings. What does that mean? So that means that Evan picks up 18 points, which takes him to 22. Athanasiou, he's in 5th. What does that give you? What does 5th give you? 5th gives you 10 points, so he'd be on 121. So Evan's still currently winning the championship as it stands, but only by a point. Jordan, who would come in 3rd, will get 15 points. I'm sure he's on the same points as Evan already. Yeah, he is. They're both on 104. So Evan with the advantage, but Evan, look who is right behind him and on fresher, softer tyres. It's the man himself, Jordan. So is this a straight fight between Evan and Jordan now? I don't think it is, because I still think that Xavi might have a part to play in all of this. If he keeps dropping people down the list, that helps Athanasiou, because they will be scoring less points. Although he will be scoring less points, so will they. And he's got Mikey for company now, down in 6th place. Maradaka and lead. You can just see everyone bunched up behind, all within a second. Zettervol making a move on Brandon for 7th place. Could be big for the constructors, that one. Maradaka now flashing lights. And that is significant because Evan's going to have DRS, probably going to have some ERS as well. And might even just be able to use Maradaka as a bit of defence. I don't know if he will know his situation, that he's leading the championship from here, but he will be feeling the heat of Jordan behind him, that's for sure. You could literally throw a blanket over this lot. Brandon, the second back in 7th. That's the biggest gap we've got. Further back in the field, we've got Guna putting some pressure on Zettervol by the look of it. And so the Rayman will wait for an opportunity as well. So a lot going on, a lot to look at. But luckily, they're all on the same straight look. And we're on lap 24 of 29. This is going to be an interesting race to finish. Evan currently with it all in his hands. The only thing that can mess that up for him is if someone can pop in a fastest lap. But Jordan now surely going to start to put some pressure on Evan. And if it's a straight shootout between these two, whoever finishes in front will win the championship. And I reckon Jordan's just being sensible there and trying to save up a bit of ERS. here he comes now. Evans turned his, that's clever, he's turned his DRS off. I think he's using Maridako as a defence tool against Jordan and will be saving up his ERS. And to be honest, the longer Evan can keep Jordan behind him, the more worse for wear those mediums will be. And the easier it will be for those hard tyres just to keep a little bit of pace in them. So I think it's sensible what he's doing. We've also got Xavi just 2 tenths back as well, trying to get his piece of this pie. So there's a lot to keep an eye on. Jordan's just got a little bit of a gap back, and Jordan's actually suffering with no ERS, which is probably why he wasn't closing on Evan too much. ERS open, but maybe Evan's just able to use a bit of ERS, which is just keeping that little gap nice for him. And he goes right in on Maridako now. Jordan late on the brakes. Pulled a big gap in there on under braking, but Evan again with his DRS. Yeah, I think it's quite sensible what Evan's doing there. Don't know if he's doing it on purpose or not, but he's using Maridako as a defence tool really, just using that car in front to keep the gap wide enough, and then he can DRS his way forward just to prevent Jordan being able to get to him. So yeah, pretty clever. That is his intention anyway. Xavi on the back of this, and I wonder if the constructors, I mean, I want to talk about the constructors, but I feel like that's so messy. I don't think I'll be able to pick out who's actually winning it. So the Mercedes in a bit of bother, and I think it's McLaren looking favourites right now. I can't remember the points difference, but I would say that the McLarens look like they're getting enough points here to be taking a Constructors' Championship. As Xavi pulls out on Jordan, which is huge. That's massive for Evan. He'll be well happy to see that. He'd rather have another car in between him and Jordan, and that could just wrap up this championship for Evan right here and right now. 3 laps to go. He just doesn't want Xavi making a dive bomb on him or anything like that, which, to be honest, Xavi's been safe as houses today. Generally, he's an absolute pleasure to race against, so can't see that happening. I haven't jinxed it. You know what it's like commentator curse, but Athanasu still only 7 tenths back off of Jordan, and little Mikey's just hanging around there like a bad smell, trying to pick up as many points as he can, looking for scraps. But the front 4 still only covered by about 2 seconds from front to back. Look at that, the top 9 cars all on the same straight. The pit straight as well, not even the back straight, because it's huge. And I wonder if Evan at some point will just try and pop in front of Maridako, but I think what he's, to be honest, what he's done so far has worked really well. But Xavi looks closer than anyone has been to the back of Evan here. But again, Evan can pop that DRS open and probably use a bit of ERS, and you can see how much harder it is. And yeah, Evan can see the pressure that Xavi's putting on him now, and I think he is starting to get on with it a bit. And Xavi a bit late on the brakes there, or certainly not as hard on the brakes. And Evan again doing a good job. I don't know if he, like I say, I'm not sure if he's trying to get past Maridako, and Mikey's been overtaken by Brandon now. it's all so close, but it's currently Evan that's winning this championship, and Jordan's got to find 2 places. He's got to find 2 places if he's going to overturn this. And Athanasu, he's got some work to do as well. Is Xavi going to be able to have a pop at Evan here, or has Evan sensibly been saving up his ERS? This looks close this time. He's really gaining on him. He shows him the inside because he knows Maradako is going to be there. That's very clever from Evan again. Really like the way that Evan's driven tonight. And for me, if he wins this championship, this race here is defining how good Evan has got, because that is very, very sensible driving. Clever defence. So we're on the final lap of the race, and we've got Evan currently winning the Drivers' Championship, as far as I can make out anyway. Maradako leading the race, Evan in second, Xavi in third. Jordan, who's the other title challenger, he has to beat Evan on track here. And he's not close enough to do it. And we're on board with Xavi to see if he can upset Evan in any way, shape or form, but I think Evan has been so good with his defence so far, and he will stick this towards the inside of the corner again. He doesn't need to. He's not close enough. Xavi. And here we go. Will Evan try and win this on track? Xavi looks really, really close now. Just doesn't want to cause anything. Evan will go for it for the win on track. Xavi is trying to follow him round for second place. Maradako losing out in 2 places on the final lap. That's a sensible drive from Evan. He's been hit from behind and Maradako's out. Luckily, that's not going to affect the championship. The other 2 drivers have got through. So this is going to be Evans for the win. And what a drive this has been tonight from Evan. Cannot rate it highly enough. He comes round the final 2 corners, and I believe that Evan is going to be Division 2 champion. Congratulations, Evan. First DTR race this season where you've marked up a win and you go on to win the championship. That's a quality drive and a really, really sensible display there from Evan. Didn't let the safety car put him off. Had softer compound of tyres chasing him down. Brilliant race from Evan. Congratulations. Really, really deserve that title. Well done to you. Well done to Xavi in second. But I'm just going to mention Jordan as well, who was a title challenger again for another season, and only a couple of points off it in the end. And Athanasu as well. I think he will look back on his Mexico journey, and that's what cost him the title, really. If he had not pitted in Mexico, first race of the season, he'd have won this comfortably. But you live and you learn. He has improved dramatically over the last couple of seasons. So again, congratulations to Athanasu. Not enough to win the championship this season, but can keep his head held high. And I'll just come back to Xavi, who finished in second. He had a brilliant race today. He was attacking at the right moments and picks up a second place. Thank you to all the drivers that have taken part this season. It's been a brilliant watch in Division 2. And to have 5 drivers with a chance of winning it in the last race of the season just shows how competitive this division has been. Evan comes up on top though. He's on the top of the podium for the final race in Abu Dhabi and takes the win. Congratulations. Become an absolute force in Division 2 this year. So Evan wins the race, wins the championship. Congratulations to him. Xavi comes in second. Jordan, I think, will come second or third in the championship. To Athanasu, second or third in the championship as well, who comes in fourth today. Brandon in fifth. And I think there's a good chance that McLaren team have taken the Constructors' title as well with all these points they're about to haul in. And we've then got Mikey in 6th, Guna 7th, Rayman in 8th, Zetavol in 9th, Maridako in 10th. We then got Hayward, Reliot, Bog, Berserk. And as I look further down the field, we had Hackett, Wazza, and then Honky, who did not finish and brought out the safety car. However, congratulations again to Evan. I think it's a congratulations to the McLaren team. We'll have to do the maths on it. The Mercedes teams will be gutted as they were in control of that constructors title, but I don't think they've done enough there with just one car finishing 6th. But yeah, we'll go and do the calculations and check it and post it officially. But for everyone that's been here and watching this season, thank you for joining. And just once again, congratulations to Evan. What a fantastic drive and what an improvement over the last few seasons. We'll be back in a few weeks' time with a new season, I'm sure. So just keep your eye out. And if you fancy joining us and racing in our leagues, please join us on Discord. But for now, see you soon. Cheers.